group chat that turned into a podcast? Hell yeah, dude. Venting to all your besties? Hell yeah, dude. Are they a little bit bothered? Hell yeah, dude.
Yay, we're here.
Getting high back.
Woohoo. Welcome back to A Little Bit Bothered podcast. You know that group chat where you run to share everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. That's what this is. And if you don't have that bestie group chat, now you do. We want to share in your wins, losses, and venting sessions. So make sure to follow us on A Little Bit Bothered and join the community. But let's go ahead and see what we are bothered about today. And we are your hosts. I'm Ashley.
I'm Kelsie.
I'm Nicole.
And I'm Monica. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We are so excited to dive into another episode of A Little Bit Bothered. But before we get there, we just want to say thank you guys so much to all of you who have been listening and all of you who tuned in with the launch of our podcast. Like, we are so excited. This has been a dream we have been creating for several months now.
Oh,
so long. And we were not expecting just all of the love and like the excitement around it. Like, we hoped, but it was really exciting, and all the messages we've been getting from you guys and just all of the listeners. So thank you so much. We are so excited just to continue to grow this community. And don't forget to reach out to us on any social media platform and send us any of your messages. We'd love to hear from you. But so today we are going to start off with something a little bit fun. Would you rather? So we've got we've got some juicy questions. So I'm going to start us off as something that should be pretty interesting.
I'm scared.
We're going to start off with a good question. I'm going to start with you, Ashley.
Ooh,
so,
okay.
Would you rather sweat mayonnaise or have to drink a glass of ketchup every single morning?
Wow, those are disgusting.
So gross.
Nicole with the gag noises.
I know, Nicole, you're going to make our listeners like gag in their car on the way to work.
Yeah.
That's my job.
Good thing this question wasn't for you, Nicole.
Oh my God, dude. Ew.
I think I have to choose to drink the ketchup. How much ketchup? Does it say how much ketchup?
Oh, no, but I would say at least like
a glass of ketchup.
Oh, that's gonna get
at least a
expensive.
coffee mug. Like in the morning, like coffee mug.
Oh my God.
A glass.
That's repulsive, but I think I would have to choose the ketchup.
Yeah.
Because
at least you
agree.
could like hide that in your house. Like nobody would necessarily know. It's just like your weird habit in the morning.
oh my God, I feel like you'd feel so disgusting all day long.
Kelsey's
my
face
sugar.
right now. Kelsie cannot deal with this one.
But I couldn't sweat mayonnaise. That's out of the question. So
no, that's
No.
out of the question.
you can't.
You can't
No.
sweat mayonnaise. Sorry.
You'd have to have constant like constant changes of clothes, especially living here in the desert. Like
Yeah, that's
you
it.
just you
That's not what I was gonna say. The first thought that came to my mind when you said you would have to have constant, my thought was hamburger buns.
Because someone's gonna eat the mayonnaise.
You found a way to make it grosser.
Sorry.
what's wrong with
How is that why you were gagging? That makes more sense now, actually.
No, I was just gagging because they're both disgusting, but that I don't
Nicole's
know
gonna
where
eat your sweat. Is what's
No,
happening.
definitely not.
Okay.
No, oh my God, stop. That
Okay,
was
people-
because we were talking about condiments, and that just so sorry, I apologize.
Okay, that's repulsive. All right, I'm moving on. I'm choosing you, Nicole, and I don't even know which question I'm gonna ask
fuck.
yet. Okay, Nicole.
Yes, please.
Here you go. This one's good. Would you rather accidentally send a nude to your boss or your parents?
Oh,
Both equally horrifying. But I think boss, because I could just quit my job. Bye. I quit. 2 weeks. That's my see you later. Bye. My parents, I'd be like, however, my mom and I are like very, very close. I really probably don't think she would be weirded out. She'd probably just be like, are you kidding me right now? And I'd be like, oops, sorry. My
Pretend
bad.
that didn't happen, please.
Just erase that, pretending you never saw it.
Well, it's just
It
'cause it's
definitely
both
depends how
parents.
erotic it is.
Right.
No.
True. That would depend on the level of
Yeah.
Ugh.
what we're talking about here. Monica,
Yes.
I choose you. I feel like
Pikachu.
Pokemon. Yep, I was gonna say every time I say I choose you, that's what I think of is fucking Pikachu. Okay, Monica, would you rather have to eat a whole raw onion every day or take a bite out of a live frog once? Yeah, so bad. That's gross. Where did these questions come from? Chad?
Chad.
He kind of did us dirty this time.
Freaking Chad.
Freaking Chad.
Okay, so the whole raw onion.
The whole raw onion every day. Every one raw onion.
Am I
every single day.
allowed? Am I allowed to put like sauces on this
Hey,
onion?
it doesn't specify. You
It
just have
says
to eat.
raw, and I feel like that means you have to raw dog it. As is.
How dare you use that term?
You can't- you
First
can't,
thing,
like-
5 minutes in, raw dog. I hate you.
You have to raw dog the
I hate
onion.
that term. I hate that phrase so much.
We're bothered by raw dog.
I'm not bothered
I hate
by
it so much.
I'm not.
I mean, just
It just like it gives me
No.
the ick in the same way that the word moist gives me the ick. Like,
oh, that
I
doesn't
just-
bother me.
I just don't like it.
You know what word I don't like is snatch in reference to like, down under.
Panties. I don't like the word
Pan-
panties.
You don't like panties?
Oh, that doesn't bother me.
I don't
Yeah,
like-
what
I don't
word
really
bothers
care for
me?
that word either. Yeah.
Okay, go answer the damn
Okay,
question, would you please.
Yeah.
Okay, dang. I would have to go with the onion. Like,
I think
there's lots of people who like regularly eat. Like, Nicole, doesn't your daughter just like regularly eat onions? Am I making that up?
the very tiny child, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my husband regularly eats onions, so she'll go over and she'll ask him, "Give me one," and he'll like, "Okay," and
Yeah.
she eats it and doesn't care how spicy they are. Sometimes she just eats them.
I think it would be something that would grow on me, and my taste buds would eventually stop being so repulsed. So I'm gonna go with the onion.
I think Kelsie has a comment. She's raising her hand.
Uh-oh, she's
In
dying.
elementary school, we had this new kid move to our school, and one of the first things that we ever heard about him was that
Stop right now.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
Onion kid?
he ate a frog.
Oh God.
Oh no! You shut your mouth.
Oh, this poor
I
kid.
still to this day don't know if that's really true or if that was just the elementary playground rumor mill, but it definitely was a thing that he was known as the kid that ate a frog.
No,
poor
kid.
kid.
Oh, I don't like that. That's so mean.
That is
Kids
so
are mean.
sad.
Kids are so mean.
They
I
are
really
so mean.
hope. For
I
his
mean,
sake, though,
unless
it's
he
not
really did
true.
eat the frog.
Well.
And trust me, it's on the table.
To be fair, I have eaten a frog. It was cooked, but I have still eaten a frog.
Very
raw.
different.
He raw dogged the frog.
Fuck off.
Oh my God, the details come out.
If you say raw dog one more time. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, that is
Okay.
terrible. Okay.
I'd like it to be known that an onion a day is a crazy choice compared to just taking one bite out of a frog.
Yeah, no, they're not
Every day
equivalent.
for the rest of your life, Monica,
Listen,
you'll turn into an onion.
It didn't say you had to swallow the frog. It just said you had to take a bite out of it.
I don't
One
freaking
time.
care.
off.
No,
One time.
F you.
Done.
No.
An onion a day?
Listen,
It also didn't say the frog had to be
Bitch.
live, so maybe
It
you could have just had a
didn't
bite
say-
of the frog.
it did
No, it
not
did say
say how
live.
big those
A live
onions
frog.
need to be.
It did
Yeah.
say live. It says
Yeah.
live.
Oh,
Yeah.
it does?
It.
You could
yes.
just bit off his foot.
See, that's where my
You're a
brain went. I was
monster.
like, my brain
An
was
onion
going
a
to
day
like,
is crazy, Monica.
no, but
Listen,
you could, I feel like an onion a day is doable. You
Yeah.
chop that up and you put it on everything you eat during the day, and there's your onion a day.
No, raw.
Perfect.
No, you have to
Done.
raw dog the onion.
It is raw. You
it's
can
still
have
raw.
it as a garnish.
No,
and
you have to eat it like an
it
apple.
didn't say
No,
which
fuck off.
type
I've done
of
that.
listen, it didn't
done
say
that.
which type of onion, and it didn't say how big the onion had to be. I would eat green onions all freaking day raw.
Oh my God,
That
green
is
onions? That
true.
is a cop-out,
That
I
is
think.
very true. You just,
Or how about the little spring onions? Sure.
yeah.
There you
Pop
go.
Pop one of those bitches in your
Listen.
mouth. You're done.
There's gray
Speaking of
area
eating-
here, and onions are at least food. I'm not going to
True.
kill a frog with my mouth.
Frog legs are a delicacy.
Stop it. I'm gonna kill a frog with my mouth.
PETA would be proud of you.
Who? Oh, PETA.
PETA. Not PETA from Hunger Games, PETA from PETA.
Oh, I thought you meant Peter from Hunger Games.
I heard Peter with an accent.
Peter. I heard Peter, and then my brain was like, no, PETA. And then I did the same thing. I went Hunger Games, and I was like, no, animal people.
I was
There was like
full-send
a
on
series
Hunger
of
Games.
events.
I need a tissue. All right, Kelsie, you ready? Would you rather have your browser history made public or never be able to delete your search history again?
Probably never be able to delete my search history.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's good.
I'm not worried about anybody having to go look at my search history, but I don't need everyone to know what I Google because I Google everything.
This, I can
Everything.
I can believe that.
I'm a curious person. I like to have answers.
I do get that. I don't know how I survived without Google, where currently if I have a question, I'm like, wait a minute.
Chad.
Although there are
You
some
don't go to
things that
Google,
like
you go to
I
chat.
can't Google this because even though it's just for the like innocent curiosity side of my brain, if someone ever did look at my search history, I'm not comfortable with them knowing that I searched it.
Now I am very curious
Okay,
where your
well-
mind is taking your Google.
Same.
I'm a crime junkie through and through, and sometimes I want
Oh.
to Google things
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
if
yeah.
I ever was
Agreed.
like,
Same. I
You
would
know.
be implicating myself.
yeah,
For sure.
when it's
Yeah.
not that
They would-
serious, I just
It's
like to
not,
know how
but-
things work.
Yes.
And
I
so
would be
now it's on this
suspect.
podcast to live in
Here's
infamy,
your-
so they'll just,
It's your alibi.
They'll-
We know this about you. Now.
or they'll think
Yeah.
that's what a murderer would say.
Oh.
Exactly.
Now I'm incriminated no matter what. So
Yeah.
that's actually
I'm right
one of my
behind you.
irrational fears as a child growing up was being put on death row for something I didn't do. So
Yes, same. I've had that fear too.
That's
very
really funny.
that used to
I-
keep me up at night.
Getting in trouble for things that I didn't do, sure, but never death row. Like that was
I never went as far as
something I was
death
worried
row.
about.
I
Worst
just think
case
it's
scenario.
Terrible.
Yeah.
girly.
worst
Yeah.
case
Catastrophizing
scenario.
right here,
That's,
just-
literally it's like the worst ever case scenario.
Yeah,
But you know what? That's not uncommon. It has happened before, so I mean,
Mm.
I know.
Mhm.
it was a
It's-
legitimate
it's
fear.
a-
I didn't
it's
know
an
how
actual
legitimate it
fear.
was at that age.
I mean,
honestly,
I still
Yeah.
have that fear though of like being in prison for something I didn't do. So
me too. I just feel like I am a little more rational about it. Like, bitch, you don't break the law. Like, I mean, not that. I guess that's the whole point is being innocent, but like,
Mhm.
yeah.
it would be hard to believe, honestly.
my
That's
gosh.
funny.
Okay, so
Okay, Kelsey, you had a question.
yeah,
Yes.
you had a generalized question for all of us.
Would you rather have fingers that scream every time you touch something or toes that never stop giggling?
Oh,
Giggly toes, giggly toes, giggly
Me
toes.
too.
So funny,
Mhm.
so funny.
I would love. I was picturing.
I would
I was
love
like, toes that giggle. That's so cute.
But then I also was like, I kind of would actually like fingers that scream too, because that would be really funny. You just
Every
touch
time
something
you
and just,
touch
like,
something,
scream.
though?
It's so funny. I would die laughing
That would
every
get
time.
very inconvenient.
That would get that would become very overstimulating.
The
so
overstimulation.
quickly.
But I have a
Yeah.
problem because if people are laughing, I cannot not laugh.
Oh yeah, you break. You just
Monica would just giggle her whole life. You'd be
Her
so
whole life.
healthy.
Monica and her
Thinking about
toes.
it.
Monica and her toes just laughing, sitting there in
Giggling
the corner,
forever.
like. So funny. That's actually my favorite question on this list, by the way.
I hadn't read that one yet.
Oh my
I've been
gosh.
waiting. I was like, this. But if anyone picks it, I'm just done. I'm done.
It's so funny.
So we all would choose the giggly toes. Kelsey, didn't you have a Reddit story to tell us and the listeners?
I do. It's an "Am I the asshole?" But this is friendship. Am I the
Ooh, okay.
asshole? And I feel like that's really
On
going to be our
brand.
jam.
Mm-hmm.
So, am I the asshole for disengaging with my friend after she was upset that I can't make it to her wedding due to a family emergency? I'm meant to be a bridesmaid for my friend next week, but a very close family member has fallen seriously ill, so I'm having to immediately go to support them and my other family Edited to clarify because people were not understanding the gravity of the situation. The family member was her father. Her elderly father had a stroke, and she had to go and help her mother, her elderly mother. She does not have any other family that can offer support. She said, I'm very aware wedding planning is stressful, and this wedding has been no exception, although it's now been organized as a much smaller event. I was meant to be one of only a few attendees. I let her know as soon as I could that whilst I would try my hardest to be there for her on the day, as I know her wedding means a lot to her, and I have been very involved in planning and organizing and am meant to play a significant role, I just couldn't commit at this stage given the serious nature of what my family is going through. I called her as soon as I could to let her know as gently as possible and to assure her I would do everything I could to make it, but just had to let her know that there is a chance I can't make it because my family member is currently in the hospital, and I wanted to give her time to have a backup plan, and she just hung up on me. Today she messaged me. She hasn't asked if I'm okay, and she's effectively uninvited me from the wedding as she says she can't deal with the uncertainty. She used the opportunity to tell me that it was my fault that she reacted as she did and went on to say we needed space from each other. She then wanted to know if I'm still planning to come to her after party, which is a few days later. Am I being unreasonable that I would have expected at least a little support? I've been made to feel like I'm entirely at fault for ruining her day at the last minute. I'm also at fault for my wording, apparently, even though I was just dealing with the shocking news my family member almost died, and have been assured by others that actually I communicated very thoughtfully given the circumstances. She hasn't apologized. She hasn't offered any support or condolences. Is she even my friend? I'm really struggling. Currently, I am simply not replying as I don't have the capacity to respond with any grace right now. Am I the asshole if I cannot respond to my friend who is treating me as I'm actively trying to ruin her wedding, even though I have tried to support her, despite also dealing with the family emergency and some of the worst days of my life?
Not the asshole.
Wow.
Your friend's the
No.
asshole. Your friend is an asshole. A giant one. How dare someone?
Right? Your dad. It's
Mhm.
like,
If it was like your fucking twice removed third uncle Jerry, I don't know, then it would be a different story. Oh, okay, well, but this is her father.
I think what's frustrating about that, like as I listen to it, is like there's space for both of them to have their emotions about it. Like it's totally okay for the bride to be upset and to feel disappointed, but there still has to be like that space that just because it's your wedding and you're really excited about it and like it's your big day doesn't mean that everybody else's life like isn't happening.
yeah,
Right.
it's not her fault her dad had a stroke. And that's like a monumental emergency to have occur. Like, yeah, she would gladly rather be at your wedding than be taking care of her mother and her father who almost died.
Duh. Right.
Mhm.
That
I
is
don't
so
I don't
sad.
blame the girl for not having the capacity either because I don't think
I
that I
wouldn't.
would be able to respond in a kind way. Like there's a very big difference from their experiences where one is really exciting and the other is grieving. Like it
Mhm.
like that's not a choice. That's not something that anybody is like, you know what I want to do this month? Like I want to grieve. That would be great.
I don't
Like
think
no one
the
does it by choice.
girl who is experiencing the family emergency, I don't think if she steps away from this friendship, I don't think she'll ever look back on it and be like, wow, I wish I hadn't
Yeah.
burned that
I
bridge.
agree.
But I do
Yeah.
think that the bride will look back at someday and think, you
I
know,
fucked up.
I fucked up. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was the asshole.
Also, the audacity to be like, I'm uninviting you from the wedding, but are you still going to come to the after party?
I know that's weird.
What?
There was like so much
No.
going on, I feel.
No, I'm
That-
not going to go to your after party, which is weird anyway, but no.
Well, even just a small acknowledgement of like, hey, I'm really sorry that happened. That's probably so scary. Do you think that you'll be able to attend the after party, or or is that off the
There was a
table too?
way. There was a way she could have went about it.
Mhm. Well, I think if she would have
That wasn't
responded
it.
with support and understanding in the first place, then there would have been room for like that follow-up question of like,
Mhm.
do you think like this is going to happen? Because it would be really fun to celebrate with you. but like there's no like you can't be mad about it and then in the same breath be like, but like, are you gonna come to the party still?
I think there was a nice way to uninvite her, like, because I do understand, like, if you're just like kind of holding open a spot as a bridesmaid, like I would do that and I wouldn't care. But some people are more like structured than that, and that would eat them alive, and that's fine. I just think she could have been actually nice about it. It doesn't sound like she tried to share any compassion at all.
Well, it could have even been done in a very compassionate way of like, I'm giving you permission to not worry about this, and I'm okay. Don't worry about me. Like, go do what you need to do. And if you can make it to the after party, great, I'll see you there. But instead, it was like the guilt trip, and I'm angry at you for not being able to do this.
You ruined my day.
It's very Bridezilla.
I was just going to say, Ashley, I wonder
Bridezilla.
how the rest of her bridal like planning went, because she sounds like a bridezilla.
Weddings are just... There's so much that can be involved in it. It's so tough. But yeah, I definitely don't think that this girl is the asshole by any means.
Not the asshole.
Yeah, not the asshole. But okay, Nicole. So you had something happen for you over the summer that we all have been kind of the observer, just watching it go down. It has been entertaining and comical, and also a lot of like, what the fuck moments. Like,
It has been a roller coaster.
So you had a very hilarious reel go viral that originated in the group chat. I remember us talking about it. We're like, wouldn't this be so funny? Like, this is so relatable. This is so funny. And I know that we kind of thought that it would be like, you know, it'd be funny,
silly, goofy, nothing.
Did you think it was gonna get over 6 million views?
7.1. I checked.
7.1 now.
7.1 million views.
I just pulled it up. I have it on my phone. 7.3.
Oh my
Damn,
goodness!
it's still going.
I mean, it's still growing.
Hold please. 46. Let me give you the stats. Okay, no. 46,000 likes. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, it's so insane.
Comments, guys. Over 1,000 comments. Over 2,000 people sent this to somebody, which makes me want to vomit, and over 2,000 people saved it, which also makes me want to vomit. Why can we not do that, please?
Oh my goodness.
You know, it's so funny. The perspective is weird because like I send reels to you guys all day long, and I send reels to like my best friend, and that's like how I communicate with people. And so to think that other people are sending my reels to people to communicate or to make
you got sent to the group chat.
I got sent to the group chat. Are you kidding me?
Or the husbands.
Or the husbands, maybe.
Explain the reel. So nobody knows. People don't know what we're talking about. So explain what the reel was.
Oh. So the reel was about everything showers. Okay, so like being married and realizing that like I don't have to take an everything shower if I don't want to take an everything shower because my husband doesn't care if my legs are shaved. That is the whole premise of it. And I came to the group chat and said that. Is this relatable? Like, do other people think that, do other married people think, oh, now that I'm married, I don't have to do this if I don't feel like I can push it one more day or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, because we're normal, we're like, yes, this is funny. This is relatable. But the internet is not normal, and it's a very scary place sometimes. And
well, it's not just that.
Instagram algorithm played me.
Instagram did you dirty for sure.
They sent you to the men for sure.
It sent me, but not to the men that understand. It sent me to single men who probably live in their mother's basements, and I don't care. That's my opinion of you. If you commented mean on my reel, that's my opinion of you. Because I got a lot of mean comments.
So many mean comments. And it's hilarious to me because I had a comment on there that has like hundreds of likes. And so I know that your reel is still going because I continued to get notifications about my comment.
Yeah. I just got one before we came on here.
Yeah. And all of the men who are so upset that I said that clearly they're not educated on what the everything shower is, because clearly they're not. Totally okay. But they are not happy that I just stated the point that they're not educated on what the everything shower is.
Yeah. So
if you go read the comments.
Please go read the comments.
The men truly do not know. If you don't know what an everything shower is, which you maybe just don't call it that, is that.
But you get it.
you
It's
you
the
take
shower
a
that
shower,
takes
you wash the important
17
parts, but
years.
you don't shave. You don't always wash your hair every
Mhm.
single time you get in the shower. You don't shave your armpits. You don't,
Yeah, basic
exfoliate.
hygiene is still
Yeah.
happening. It's just not the like, I'm gonna get all like
We're
prim and
not shaving
proper because we're
buttholes on
going out and
regular,
we need to
okay?
like meet somebody. Like we don't care anymore. We have a safe, secure home and husband, and like we don't need to do the whole thing and
All the
I
time.
think, yeah, it's not
And
that
like
we
that's not to
don't.
say that I'm not doing it at all. But if I
Right.
was doing it maybe once a week at some point in my life, now maybe I'm doing it once every week and a half or like once every
Right.
2 weeks if I'm really not fucking digging it,
Well,
you know? But it's
I-
like I don't need to shave my legs every day. I really don't.
Yeah, I think a lot of the men in the comment section made really big assumptions that means that
Oh.
it's like you're letting yourself go and you're not taking care of
Mhm.
yourself and like
My
trying to look
favorite.
good for your spouse, which is not the case. It's actually very
Right.
much the opposite, is that like when you're in a healthy relationship, you don't feel like you have to do that to be cared for, and like they've
Mhm.
missed that entire piece of it.
Well, and
My
a lot of them just
favorite
straight up
was-
assume that you aren't showering at all. They're like, wash
Right,
your
yeah,
ass, Nicole.
Yeah, all of the men, so many of them, ew, wash your ass, ew, you don't wash your ass, bro. That's not what everything shower. Or
Just
we're skipping parts
leaping.
of our body. No, bro, we're not skipping parts of our body. You guys are, because I can't be the only one that remembers the viral freaking videos
Yes.
of men being like,
Yes.
"You wash your legs." Yeah, fool, we wash our legs. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to talk. You were going to say
and
no.
how like washing their butt makes them
Yes.
gay. Like, yeah, okay, come on
Yes.
now, seriously.
Yes,
What are you doing
I
with
remember
bar
that
soap
trend on
if that is
TikTok.
gonna make you gay? But yes, Kelsie doesn't believe us. Yes, that was
I
a
missed
thing,
that
Kelsie.
trend apparently.
Yeah, there was
Okay,
a
good.
trend.
I missed it.
There was a trend on TikTok where like the men were floored that you're supposed to like wash your butt. Like
Yeah,
they're
like
like
wash,
the
like,
water
in
just
between your
like
cheeks.
washing down you is fine, right?
It cleans
But
enough.
we're
No.
the gross ones here.
Yeah, but I'm the gross one because I don't shave my legs all the time. But my favorite ones were the ones that are like, and that's why he's gonna cheat on you. Excuse me? You know
Mhm.
nothing.
And there was
about
a
my
lot. Like, that wasn't
relationship.
just one.
So many. It was like every other comment at one point. And it's like, you don't know my relationship, first of all, and the balls you must have to tell a stranger that their spouse is going to cheat on them. First of all, you would never say that to my face.
If
And
you would cheat
try,
on a
I would
woman, just
punch
say
you.
that, bro.
Right.
Right?
If you're so insecure in yourself that would make you cheat on somebody, you could admit that. It's fine.
We can
But-
go ahead and go through that comment section and let you know who to never
Oh,
date because
bruh.
they
Yeah.
think
If
cheating
you're
is
looking
fine if
for-
you let
Yeah.
yourself go.
I
Fine.
almost
If you're in the
wish.
dating world, go to my reel. My handle is at Nick Lucetti. It's just my name. Go. It's probably tagged in the show notes. Go there. Look through the comments of all those men and block them and stay
Never
far away
date
from
them.
them.
I
And
wish actually
put them on the do not date list.
Yeah, I wish that like all the dating apps somehow had some kind of like algorithm like point system where every time someone like commented crap like this, it's like a ding on their profile of like
Right.
red flag, red flag.
Red flag. The guy with
Literally.
the guy that makes Instagram reels and TikToks with a giant red flag and just like runs around. I love that guy. I don't know if you guys have seen him, but he's the
Yes.
best.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. It was
He would have a
very
heyday
weird
with your comment
experience.
section.
He
Right?
really would.
We
He
should
really
invite
would.
him in there.
We should, as long as he doesn't say that I'm a red flag. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think so.
I don't think you would
Joking.
see that.
I saw a guy comment. I was reading through today before we discussed this, and he said she comments on she replies to every single comment, send help, and I'm like, bro,
It's my. I did. Respond
you're
to
on
him
here
because-
being an asshole. You're the
Yeah.
one with mental health problems. Like,
well, yeah,
troll.
and that's like, I did reply to him because I was like, it's my page, it's my
Yeah.
content. If I want to respond to my comment section, I'm gonna.
Well, and also
That's the
like
whole point
it's,
of social
yeah, it's the
media.
point. It's like the other comment that was like, she just posted this for attention. Yeah,
Yes,
we post
I literally
reels
agreed
for
with
people
him. I
to
said
watch
yes.
and like and have attention. Yes,
Those comments fuck me up every time because it's like, hi,
duh.
are you new here? Duh.
It's like their first time on Instagram.
welcome to social media. We all want
Welcome to
attention.
Instagram. Some lady recently, yesterday I think, just commented, and she went on to say how I was embarrassing and how if you can't make content, just don't, and was like just really rude. And I was like, what's embarrassing is leaving rude comments on people's profile that like videos that you don't agree with. That's okay. I don't care if you don't like it. If you don't like it,
I
that's
read
fine.
that.
You don't have
but
to
did
be
you
rude.
read her thing back? She
I
was
did,
like,
and I responded.
She was like, I wasn't
you can't
rude.
take feedback. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, you can't take feedback. Excuse me.
She's
I
like,
went to your
actors get
profile,
feedback
ma'am.
all the time. And it's like, bitch, no one chose you
That
to
wasn't
be
feedback.
the fucking
I didn't ask you to be a
critic of Instagram.
Yeah.
Well, that one's funny too because it wasn't like you were doing like a skit. You
No,
were
it was
literally
just-
dancing in your house.
And
She
she was
said
like,
her exact
"You
words
don't
were
have
like,
to
this
put
is a
every
pointless
thought."
thought
Yeah.
that nobody needed to hear. And it's like,
Yes.
I mean, 2,000 people sent it to somebody else. So obviously somebody
I
enjoyed
admit-
hearing
okay.
it.
People have seen it.
That's actually what I replied. I was like, it's not that I can't take feedback. I was like, oh, I'm on social media to find the people that do agree with me and that are my people. And I don't know if you've noticed, but it has a really lot of likes. And so I think I found them, but that's okay. And then I had gone to her profile and I looked, and of course she was like, trying to be like Jesus. Oh, are you? Oh, are you? I don't think Jesus would be in my comment section telling me that I'm embarrassing.
As
'Cause
Morgan Wallen said, I don't think Jesus done it that way.
I don't exactly. Thank you. I'm like,
That was a
so I
great
literally
impersonation.
was like, maybe you should go reread your bio and live a little bit more closely to what it says, because you need to get out of my comment section. Like, come on now. It's
I
always
wish
the people
people's mean comments
have
could be like
Bible verses.
broadcasted. Like how
Yeah.
are you running around on Instagram Reels and saying all this like mean shit to people? Like that's
yeah, and
embarrassing.
I went to
Mhm.
her profile because I'm nosy, and if you're gonna leave a mean comment on my shit, I'm gonna go look at your shit. And it's like she's trying to do like the homemaker like content, and that's great. And she's like, I'm a mom of so many. Okay, cool. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. My content's not for you. That's fine. Go make content for the people you want to be on your page. Go stay in your lane. Get off of mine. This is my lane.
Yeah.
This is my page, my corner of the internet. Go in. That's how I feel about that. That's how I feel about everybody on that reel.
I liked the comment that was like, and by like, I mean it bothered the shit out of me. It really chapped my ass.
Yeah, let's
Chapped.
clarify that.
Asses are chapped.
Oh, so you're trying to get cheated on by a woman that cleans herself daily. Got it. Hashtag everything don't belong online. Hashtag you don't belong online, sir. Goodbye.
Sir. Excuse me, sir. Yeah. Those were a lot of the one. The other ones that really got me were, so you did it for everyone before him.
No, this is the one.
Like-
Yeah, this is the one that I hated.
Yeah.
This guy said, "Wow, so your husband gets worse treatment than the guys that hit it and quit it?"
Right. Which I thought was
What?
funny because I was like, I've literally been with my husband since I was 18 years old.
He's
Nobody
just
hit it and quit
leaping
it.
to
Nobody. There was
conclusions.
nobody that hit it and quit it. Sorry, mom. There was nobody that hit it and quit it before. I was like, what a wild assumption to just think
so
that
many, so many assumptions. And by the way, this guy's profile picture looks like Dwight Schrute. So I'm not here to talk shit about him, but I'm just saying, like,
we're bothered.
Wow.
We're bothered.
There was one guy that he was redeeming because he kind of came on hard at the beginning. But then he was like, you're like, ask your wife. And he's like, I will ask my wife. And then he came back later and he did ask his wife. And she was like, she didn't call it an everything shower, but she did agree.
She knew that she
Yes.
understood.
Yes.
And she was like, oh yeah, that's
She's
normal.
like, yeah. And he kind
I
of
was
retracted.
like, thank you.
Yeah. And then
See?
he
Like-
said, and then later down, I think it was the same guy, he commented and he was like, you're not getting enough credit for your mad dance moves.
It's true. Nobody commented on the dance moves.
I said
One
they were
person
great.
did. He was like, you're not so bad, kid. And I was like,
I do like this comment though from I think it's a man who got
Most of
it.
them are.
Who got it, right? But this was a good one. This was a positive one. So he said, so you get the regular exterior car wash for the day to day, but you get the supreme wash with the wax, shine, and armor all for tires every now and then. Detail work for date nights and special occasions. Makes sense to me. Exactly. Like that's
He
all.
put it in man terms.
he mansplained it, and I was like,
Yeah,
thank
he
you. And then
translated.
another guy commented and was like, oh, thank you for putting it in terms that I understood. And it's like, okay.
So the next time, Nicole, apparently you just need to redo it, but put it in their language, even though this wasn't made for them.
That was a mess.
Well,
but-
that actually is kind of an interesting thing about social media too, is that people assume that just because it comes across their page that the content was made for them, and so then they get butthurt about it, and it's like, you are not the target audience for this. If you don't like it, move on. It's not for you.
It's not. And
a foreign concept.
Yeah.
I have a question though on this subject of the everything shower. How often do you ladies wash your hair?
Maybe twice a week.
Yeah.
Only because my hair looks really bad when it's not clean. Like, I'd do it less, actually, if I could get away with it, but I can't really. Like, people who are like, oh, I'm on day 6 and their hair's still cute, that's not me. Otherwise, I would push it longer for sure.
I'm probably
don't give a
every
fuck.
7-day kind of gal.
Yeah, if I could, I would. My hair just can't really last that long. But, like, I mean, I shower probably most days because I work out most days, and so I shower, but my hair is not washed every single day. It's like maybe 2 times a week, like 3 if like I'm going out and I need fresh hair. But
same. It really depends. Like, I have curly hair, like really, really curly hair, so it depends on how cute my curls look from day to day, because sometimes I'm like, oh, these are shit, I gotta start over, and I'll just wash it, and it's not a big deal.
It's funny to me though, because it would have been very different, like in high school, college and stuff, like kind of going along with like the everything shower kind of stuff. Like, I was definitely far more like concerned about that then. And
I wasn't
didn't leave the house without makeup. My hair had to like look perfect. And now I'm like, whatever.
Nah. I did the same thing then that I do now, as I washed my body all the time, but never washed my hair, because my hair, again, really curly. And so, like, I never washed my hair.
I relate to that.
I only washed my body.
I gotta be honest, I do not shave my legs as often as probably. I think that the men on your comment post would eat me alive if they saw me out in public sometimes, because I just don't care.
That's normal. Those men aren't familiar with women. That's the problem.
Yeah, those men are.
I go out with some fuzzy legs,
especially
more
winter,
than I should.
Forget it.
Honey, I am almost full-blooded Italian. My hair is dark and coarse, and I actively participate in No Shave November every month. So every month. Kelsie, because you look really fair. Can you even see your hair? Oh, you can. You have. I
have a happy trail, guys. I have a full-on black fucking happy trail on my stomach. It's
cute.
Listen, here we go. Kelsey's gonna overshare again. I had like a nice little peach fuzz trail, probably in high school. But I was a lifeguard, and it really bothered me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a happy trail. So I shaved it, which was a mistake because it came back black, and it is never.
Weird.
So from belly button all the way down, if I don't shave, I have a black freaking.
Kelsie, this is really funny actually, because I too was a lifeguard in high school and had pretty much an identical scenario. But until just now, like, I don't think I realized that mine is gone after having kids. Like, that actually disappeared.
I'm flipping her off if you're not watching.
But I was
really very bothered. This is bothering Kelsie.
I'm a little bit bothered that hers went away and mine didn't.
I mean, I was very bothered by mine, like, growing up, so I get you. But I think I have like amnesia. I forgot that was a thing. Amnesia.
She blocked it out.
One more thing about hair. I had, when I was younger, knuckle hair, okay? And
Knuckle hair?
You couldn't fucking see it. You couldn't see it, but I was delulu enough to think that everybody could see it, and I would shave my knuckles. And my mom one day was like, you need to stop, or you're going to be... you're going to look like a monkey and have like hairy paws. And I was like, excuse me? And she scared me. And she was like, you're going to get older and it's going to be dark and you're going to wish you never ever shaved your knuckle hair. And then I was like traumatized and I was like, okay, that's it. I'm not shaving it anymore. And now that I'm looking at them, you can't even see the hair on my knuckles. Why was I worried about it?
I'm having a weird moment actually with all these.
Do you have knuckle hair?
I used to.
Oh,
where did all your hair go? What the heck?
Oh, well, okay, that's what I'm having with this weird moment. It's like I've struggled with like my hair loss postpartum after my first, and like 3 babies later. Like I've just had trouble until recently. Like it finally feels like it's getting a little bit better.
Maybe,
but now I'm like wondering. I'm like,
knuckle hair and your happy trail are gonna come back.
Oh, let's not curse her with that.
But I'm like having a moment of like, It wasn't just on top of my head. Like,
maybe you. Yeah. Oh, interesting.
but
My
like,
You
eyebrows
had
got a lot
some
thinner.
little version of like alopecia, but like you didn't notice it really because it was your hair was falling out in places you didn't notice.
I mean, so my hairdresser told me like technically that's what it is. Like
Yeah, it's
considered
alopecia,
as alopecia, right? So like yes, because I have like the issues with it, like my scalp hair. But like you're talking and I'm looking at my fingers. I'm like, those used to be fuzzier.
check your toes. Check your toes.
No, I mean, I think I still have the toe hair.
I still definitely have toe hair, and I still definitely shave my toe hair. But you know,
I was gonna
every
say
once
my
in a
toe
while-
knuckles are hairy. And I'm
Yeah,
looking at
mine
my
for sure.
foot now and I really need a pedicure. All right, well, we'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on the everything shower. And let us know how often you do the everything shower, just for science, of course. Send us a DM on any of our platforms at A Little Bit Bothered. And now we're going to get into what's got us a little bit bothered this week. I don't even know how to go into what I'm bothered about, but I am a little bit bothered because when I told one of my friends that we were going to be recording a podcast, one of my friends outside of here, she was like, "Oh, I've thought about that, but I would be scared to have my thoughts like recorded and posted, permanently." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I just didn't really like think anything of it." And then we started recording and I realized how easy it is to just kind of like accidentally say something. And I feel like this is gonna like follow us forever, like
or it's not even just that though too. Sometimes it's like the editing, because not everything can make the cut, and so that's a hard part too.
Okay, so I'm a little bit bothered because, well, I don't even know if I'm bothered, but I did get called out by one of my best friends for saying in the first episode that I don't have any other friends when
well, and let's clarify too. Like, you're not bothered by her.
No, I'm bothered by
the
the
process of this.
Yeah. I'm bothered by the way I sound talking about it. Anyways, I'm shouting out my friend Dakota because I love her. Okay. Mwah.
She has friends other than work friends, okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
She
didn't
loves
need
you,
to do
Dakota.
that. She loves
Okay,
you.
not a
we
lot,
love you
though.
too. We're friends with you too, Dakota.
Yeah, we're all friends now.
Yes.
Welcome to the group chat.
Yes.
Welcome to the inner sanctum, Dakota.
Woo!
You are now a member.
Sanctum. Wow.
Stop it with the
Honorary. Okay, what are you guys bothered by this week? What's chapping your ass, as Kelsie would say?
You know what really chaps my ass?
Oh, another accent from Kelsie. Wow, 2 in 1 episode. Please tell us.
I don't actually know. I'm not that bothered this week.
Get bothered, bitch. Get
In
bothered.
general, though, what chaps my ass is when makeup influencers use filters.
Fuck that shit.
Ugh.
Like, if you're
It's bullshit.
trying
I
to
hate
actively
it.
influence
Mm-hmm.
and, promote a makeup and you have a filter on, you've lost me.
Yes.
Honestly,
me.
filters in general kind of bother me. I was thinking about that
Same.
when we were talking about social media earlier, just like the fakeness and the
Mm-hmm.
like how there's so much we could go into it for so long, I feel like, but
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I try not to get like too, because I get it. Like sometimes you're looking like the gum on the bottom of the shoe and you're like, just let me put this on to feel a little bit better. Like, it's fine. I'm not coming at you for that. I get it. I personally choose to not use filters because I think
Same.
about how many times I've looked at somebody online and been like, oh, I wish I had skin like that. And then it's like, as we've progressed and like now they tell you if they have a filter on, which they didn't used to, now it's like, oh, they don't have flawless skin.
Yeah.
I'm comparing myself to something that's not real. And I worry about our younger generation. So
Yeah.
I just, for the sake of the fact that any younger person might see my content, I try to never have a filter on so that they can see real skin.
yeah,
Mhm.
real
Literally.
people.
So
Yeah.
important. I have textured AF skin because I had a lot of years with super annoying acne, and it really makes me mad when I see people with filters on that are trying to claim that they have like skin that is smooth as a baby's butt, and I'm like, no, that ain't me. Somebody out there is going to be like, oh, she has skin like mine, and that is just going to make them feel better, like me showing them that it's not a big deal. So I actively choose to think about that whenever I do like my makeup online.
I have a love-hate for them because sometimes I will use them just because I feel like it, right?
They're fun. I get it.
Right.
Yeah.
They can
Yeah.
be fun. I try not to, though, for the same reasons of what you're saying, Kelsie, because it is such a huge issue and it creates like this distortion of what's normal. So I really do try not to. But it's when you're seeing content specifically for like how to do your makeup or how to do this or whatever, where they're talking about something and you're like, but that's not real. That's not what your skin actually is. That's not what it like the outcome actually is.
I have watched someone do their makeup with a filter on, and it was a good filter, I'll give them that. But you could see, if you watched, you could see the filter kind of move and shift as they were like putting their makeup on. What is the point? What is the point?
And wait, and they're selling it, right? Like they're profiting off of the product that they are faking. That's like how
where
it looks.
It's now unethical in my mind, where like you're straight up lying. Like
and it's frustrating because it's almost always someone, from what I've seen, who's very successul at it too.
Yeah, because they're bullshit.
So,
disclaimer though, we're not dogging on people that sell makeup online because
no.
We've all
No.
We literally that's how we met.
Like I would way rather see your natural beautiful skin and like the realness of it and go, oh, okay, so that product looks that good on real skin. I'm sold. But but it just breaks trust, and it's just overall very frustrating because then it makes me question everything you post. Like if you're going to try to share a product that you supposedly are obsessed with, whether it's makeup or like anything on your face really, and then it's not
whether it's
really
anything at all, because when it comes down to it, authenticity is what really matters.
Yeah.
Like authenticity. That's why I get so mad when people talk about like cringe. Oh, it's so cringe. Well, okay, are they being authentic?
I think that also goes back to that's another layer of it that bothers me, is that like I bust my butt trying to show up online as me every day, the good, the bad, the ugly, the cringy, and it's like you're just out there succeeding. So when you have like, if you have like 100,000 followers and I feel like I don't know anything real about you or see anything real about you, that's frustrating.
Yeah, really.
All right. Well, I have one that bothers me. Like you guys know me, that this is something that's very important to me. But we got a comment from one of our listeners about something that also bothers them. And they said, people telling me it'd be better if I were at home with my kids rather than having a career. And like same. That bothers me so much because there are so many different categories that we can fall into as moms, and none of them are better than the other. And I have heard that same comment so many freaking times, and it drives me crazy. Like, I am the type of person, like, I have always known that I would have a career. I've always known that. I've always known that I wanted to have a career as well as being a mom. And like, there was no one that could change my mind about that. Like, I just knew I was not made to be just like, not, I don't want to say just because it's not just, I knew I was not made to be a stay-at-home mom. Like, I'm just not, like, and that's totally okay.
And that's totally fine.
Yeah. But I have had that comment more times than I can count of like, but don't you just wish, which actually now I have like created a circumstance where I do actually kind of get to do that and work from home.
Yeah.
But I was
going to say you literally have the best of both worlds, actually, because you do.
I do, but like I have so very intentionally created it that way because I've done the working out of the home and like managing big programs and doing all that. And that was great. I loved that. But I love being my own boss more.
That's what it comes down to, really.
And working from home and having that flexibility. But regardless, I just think that it, like, that kind of mentality takes away from like who we are as women, and that there's so much more to our roles than being moms. Like, it's a wonderful, beautiful thing, but it's so complex and multi-layered, and not one is better than the other. Like, it's such a judgment.
Well, and I can't imagine, just to paint a picture, I know she wouldn't mind me saying this, I know the girl who submitted that comment.
Yeah.
And to the people who would have had the audacity to say this to her, she, first of all, is a fabulous mother, but she is a military spouse. She has given so many years of her life to taking care of her kids and taking care of the home. And she is now, I mean, she's always had other, careers and things going on, but she is like really in a career that is, I mean, she was put in it quickly and she's doing so well at it. And excuse me, like,
okay.
how could you look at her if and the people to say this, how could you look at her and all she's done for her family over the years as a military spouse and have the audacity to say that she's choosing her career over her family? Like, get out of here.
Well, and that's
she's a
the
wonderful
judgment
mother.
of it, is that like you're choosing your career over your kids, and you're not. Like, there are pros and cons to every single scenario that you choose to take as a parent.
But has
And-
anybody ever said that to a father?
No.
You're
No.
choosing your career. You're choosing the military. I mean, the military for freaking. I'm a military spouse. She's a military spouse. They definitely have no choice sometimes but to put the military first. It's just the way it is. And you'll hear hardcore military people say that. Military comes first, family comes second. And that's just unfortunately the way it really is sometimes, but no one would ever say that to a man.
Right.
Ever.
Well, actually, this is your situation too. You're a working mom, and you are actually like the sole worker, right? Your husband stays home with the kids.
Yeah, I am more than a little bit bothered. that
By
this
someone would
comment,
have the audacity to say that to someone. Yeah,
I was going to say, this is like right up your alley. I'm sure you've gotten a myriad of things.
I've had.
Have you
actually? I get more support, I think, than anything. And
That's good.
I think it's just like being confident in it too. You know, like we know this is what works best for us. We chose this for a reason.
Yeah.
But I still know there's people with that opinion out there, or I have gotten questions like, why am I not the one that's staying home and things like that. And I feel like, Monica, like I am meant for a career. Like if we had the money and we both stayed home, you know what, that would be great. But I think I might go a little crazy if I was just if I stayed home and didn't have like something outside the house. I think I would maybe lose it. So
I absolutely would too. And I know that part of that is just personality type. Like I am through and through like Enneagram 3. Like I need to be very goal oriented and have things that I'm working on. And so if I were a stay at home mom, I know that I would end up finding some way to like fill them in, like running the PTO or like doing
starting
everything.
a podcast.
Starting a podcast.
So
like social media, like me and Kelsie.
right, throwing another plate up in the air. But like I just wouldn't be able to not fill my time with like more stuff. Like that's just part of who I am. Yeah. And I think the other part too is that there's so many moms too that have a full-on career who would rather be at home, but they don't have that option because of finances and just the way that the world is right now. It's just so freaking expensive to exist. And so I think comments like this also take them down and make them feel worse because they don't have that option. And it's just not supportive in any direction.
I think it's also important to point out also that a lot of moms would gladly work and are stay at home not by choice, but because daycare is so expensive. So it's like, it's a double-edged sword. It's not like, we're just, I mean, you know, you're not necessarily working because, you know, you enjoy it. You said you just do, but like some are working because they have to. Some aren't working because they literally can't afford daycare. So it's just, everyone just needs to keep their mouth shut and stop.
It puts everybody into a box.
Yeah, we have to stop looking at it as like, one route is better than the other, or like the grass is greener over there, because it's literally not.
Yeah, and can we just take away the sentiment of like, it makes you a bad mom if you don't stay home with your kids? Because excuse me, like that's what it comes down to. That comment at its very depth, its core, it's them judging you on how good or not of a mom you are because you're not making the time to stay with your children.
Yeah, let's add to the mom guilt because we all don't have enough
moms,
of that. Come on.
Whether we're working or whether we're staying home with our babies, whatever it is, when it comes down to it, everything we do is for our kids.
Absolutely.
Whether you, an outsider, want to recognize it or not is not up to us. And you need to, I'm going to say it again, stay in your own lane. Because especially if you're not a parent, I don't care what you have to say. I don't.
Yeah.
My husband didn't know mom guilt was real. He thought that I made that up. And then one of his other friends' wives said something about mom guilt one day. And he was like, wait. That's like you all like mom guilt is a thing. Like you all have mom guilt. He thought I was just like what?
Listen, men, if there's any men here, it's debilitating. It's crushing.
It's so hard because we just want to be the best mom that we can, and there's no clear right answer in almost
And we're
anything
worried
of
about
motherhood.
everything.
That it's so hard.
We're worrying about everything. We're worrying about the kids, but we're also worrying about our spouse. Like, are they okay too?
Yes.
So it's not just like mom guilt. It's like just
The female urge
trying to be the
fix it
matriarch.
all.
Yeah, just trying to be the matriarch of the family.
It just gets probably amplified to 1,000 when you become a mom.
It does, for sure. You feel it a lot more too when you become a mom.
Well,
And
another
you feel
thing,
everything a lot more when you become a mom.
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Another thing that was like so interesting to me, I'm sure Ashley, you probably experienced this too, is for us, like our situation was not like your traditional. My husband stayed home with our kids when they were infants. He worked from home. We had a very fortunate setup where we could do that, but he stayed home with them and worked, but literally infants on. And the amount of times I got comments where it was just like, he can do that? How does he handle that? Like, is he okay? Doesn't he go crazy doing that? Like, so many questions of like him being incapable of being a stay-at-home dad, or like yeah, it was really, really challenging at times for him to work and do all that. But it was just this like assumption that he's the dad. Like, he can't possibly like be at home with the infants by himself like 5 days a week. And it was so infuriating and so disrespectful too, because the dads are capable. They're so capable.
Insulting to everybody.
It's so insulting.
Yeah. I need to add to that disrespect, because it's like, if you were to say, oh yes, I'm going to stay home with my kids, nobody would ask you, how are you going to handle that?
No,
Aren't you going crazy?
Okay.
Yeah, it would be an automatic assumption that duh.
Oh, good. Your motherly instincts are going to kick in. Don't worry.
They
about
actually
it.
write you
Nobody
off.
gives.
Like,
Yeah. They're like,
you're
oh,
totally
good.
fine.
Okay.
Your mental health
You're
is
fine.
fine. You're good.
You'll be
Bye.
okay. You don't need support.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly.
What?
Ugh.
So yeah, that's like the whole sentiment is just like it's rooted in disrespect. I can't.
It's so much disrespect, and I would way rather hear the question of like, are you guys good? Is this working for you? What do you need to be supported? Like, that's it. That's it.
Keep your opinions to yourself and just ask me if we're doing okay.
Yeah, that's it. So on that note, thank you guys for tuning in with us today and joining in as we give each other a bunch of shit and talk about just everything. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to follow us on social media at A Little Bit Bothered, and find us on YouTube. Subscribe, give us some ratings. Like, give us all the ratings. Give us 5 stars.
Give us the ratings. Give us the reviews. Leave us comments. Do all the
Be
things.
sure,
We love you.
yes, be sure to find your way to our DMs as well. Come get to know us if you don't know us already, and share with us a little bit about what you are bothered with this week, so we can share some stories on the podcast.
Yes.
Thank you all.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome to the inner sanctum of friendship. These bitches are a little bit bothered.